Travels, episode 89, part of Halloween. The children followed Julio out of the church and into the street. The street of Palo was busy and with people carrying goods. They were carrying supply in their hands, in wagons, and on animals. Everyone was heading in the same direction to the docks. Julio led the children in that direction as well. Mandy could smell the ocean before she saw it. Mandy, look, cried Vinny. At the end of the street was a harbor. Vinny pointed to three ships tied up at the pier. The big one was bigger than the other two. The biggest one is, began Julio, the Santa Maria, and the others are the Pinta and Nina, said Vinny. Julio looked impressed. You better return that book to Columbus, Julio said to Mandy. He won't sail without it. Where can I find him? Asked Mandy. Aboard the Santa Maria, of course, replied Julio. Can you take us there? Asked Mandy. Sure, come on, Julio said, waving his hand. They walked down the street to the pier. The harbor was busy. Men were loading all kinds of equipment on the ship. Seagulls circled above the waves. Along the way, they asked Julio more questions. Why are the sailors afraid of sailing west? Asked Mandy. Julio took a breath. He was still nervous about the trip. It is said sea monsters live in the waters. If you somehow sail past them, well, Julio paused. The ocean and some points. Then what happened? Oh, don't worry. The world is round. Your warship won't fall, laughed Vinny. How did you know what it was out there? Julio said angrily. I bet you had never been on an adventure in your life. Vinny and Mandy smiled at each other and thought of their photo trips. Julio, someone called. A middle-aged woman approached them. She was carrying a wool blanket. Santa Marina, what a pleasant surprise, Julio called happily. He introduced the children to the Santa Maria on the warm Santa Maria Molina on the wool shop. Her wool is the softest and warmest in all of Spain. Here, take this, said Marina, handing Julio a blanket. This will keep you warm on cold nights. Thank you so much, Julio said. She hugged her. Be careful, Julio, she whispered, wiping her eyes. Julio waved goodbye. Then he and Vinny and Mandy continued in the pier. One day I will make Spanish wool famous, Julio said, holding the soft blanket close to him. How? Asked Vinny. When I have my own ship, I will sell wool at every part on earth, Julio said proudly. Maybe you will become an explorer like Columbus. Who wants to be like him? Said Mandy. Who wants to be like him? He's a trainer with some crazy ideas. But look at him now, exclaimed Mandy. Huh, look at what? Said Julio. He didn't discover anything yet.